Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are now about to start the program, so Amy, we invite our guest participants to come inside the gymnasium and take your seats. And for those who are not yet done with the registration, kindly proceed to our registration area. We are also live on Facebook. Our event is being live streamed on the official Facebook page of the DOST-PCAARRD. Just type in your search engine DOST-PCAARRD, that's PCAARRD, on Facebook and share the live stream. So without much further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to be your MC in this history in the making as we celebrate the first ever Native Animals Fair, a showcase of research and development outputs and technologies on the native pig, itik pinas, and native chicken, brought to us by the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development, or DOST-PCAARRD, in collaboration with the three consortia in the country: the Western Mindanao Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources and Research Development Consortium, or West Mardec in Region 9, the Central Luzon Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium, or CLAARDEC in Region 3, and the MAARDEC, or the Mimaropa Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development. On that note, to formally start the opening ceremony, may I request everyone to please rise for the doxology and the singing of the Philippine National Anthem, to be led to us by the pride of the Western Mindanao State University, the WEMSU Grand Choral.
Bayang maliliw, isang sinagalan, alam ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang ibihang, tuyang ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupit, ikakasisip, sa lagat at bundok, sa sibol at sa langit magdaka. Manila kang gula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang isang kamwat-awat mo'y tagumpay na nagdinigdig. Ang bituin ng araw na kailan ang mani mabibigil. Lupa ng araw ng walating pagsikpa, buhay ang langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na ba may manapit ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Please be seated. Thank you so much. So to formally open the first ever Native Animals Fair, it is my honor to introduce to you, for the opening remarks, the Executive Director of the DOST-PCAARRD, Dr. Reynaldo P. Ebora. A big round of applause, please.
Thank you. Good morning. Honorable Secretary Fortunato T. De La Peña, Yusek Rowena Cristina Guevara, our DOST colleagues, distinguished university presidents, our hardworking researchers from our partner agencies, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. It gives me great pleasure to be with you at this opening of the Native Animals Fair, a showcase of R&D outputs and technologies on native pigs, itik pinas, and native chicken. I know that we share a common set of values, for we share a reverence for our native animals, which have become part of our national and natural heritage. Alam nating lahat kung gaano kahalaga ang mga katutubong hayop sa ating mga pamayanan, lalong-lalo na sa kanayunan. They ensure food security in rural farming communities, provide peticas for farming a household, and serve as a financial buffer during periods of uncertainties in crop production. Thus, they have been regarded to have the potential in building sustainable rural enterprises. Kung kaya't kami sa DOST-PCAARRD sa loob ng higit na isang dekada ay namuhunan sa mga proyekto hindi lamang para pangalagaan ang mga likasyaman na ito, kundi para pahusayin ang kanilang production performance, kalidad, at palaganapin at gamitin ang mga ito. Ang isang linggong pagdiriwang natin na ito ng native animals ay nakatuon sa mga nagawa ng ating mga mahuhusay at masisipag na mananaliksik sa loob ng isang dekada sa mga katutubong itik, baboy at manok. Partikular dito ang mga naging epekto ng sustained objective-based organized breeding and selection upang maparami ang IP kayumanggi sa itik, markaduki at sinirangan sa baboy, at darag, sampen at karagablak sa manok. Upang maisulong ang mga lahing ito sa mga interesadong magsasaka at negosyante, kami ay magbibenta ng mga sisiw at seho o day-old chicks at ducklings, pati dumalagang manok at itik. Up for sale din ang mga itlog na maalat at balot galing sa itik pinas. May nakatakdaring ibenta ng mga breeder and native pigs galing sa ating institutional native pig breeder farms At ang mga ito ay masasaksihan nyo sa live selling sa mga susunod na araw. Kaya't abangan po ninyo ito. At para ma-appreciate ninyo ang pagninegosyo ng native animals, inimbitahan namin ang ilang commercial producers ng Itik Pinas at Darag Native Chicken upang magbahagi ng kanilang karanasan at tagumpay sa pagninegosyo ng mga native animals. We will also introduce to you to the basics of native animal farming and show you how the application of proper management practices, breeding and selection techniques, animal health care, and other information can maximize productivity and profit. This will be done through our Technoforum and webinars. And to further enhance the acceptability of these breeds, demonstration of the use of Itik Pinas eggs for balut and salted egg production, as well as a demonstration of artificial insemination and semen processing using Markaduki native pigs will be presented. Virtual farm tours of native animal farms and facilities will also be shown throughout the week. And the book, Litson Science, a co-publication of DOST-PCAARRD and the Marinduque State College will be launched. As we carry on our work towards the fulfillment of our commitments, DOST-PCAARRD will continue to direct, lead, and coordinate the country's scientific and technological efforts geared towards maximum economic and social benefits from these native animals for the people. I would like to salute our researchers and the respective agencies for partnering with us not only in purifying these native animals, but also in disseminating and promoting the technologies. Specifically, I would like to acknowledge our partners from Western Mindanao State University, Marinduque State College, Mindoro State University, Eastern Visayas State University, Central Luzon State University, Bureau of Animal Industry, DARFO Caraga, Caraga State University, J.H. Ceriles State College, Eastern Samar State University, at ang Sultan Kudarat State University. At ang ating regional consortia, Western Mindanao Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium or WestMARDEC, Central Luzon Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium or CLAARDEC, Mimaropa Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium or MARDEC. Through partnerships like this, I am confident that this precious heritage that our nation cannot afford to lose will endure the generations to come. I therefore wish all of you a fruitful week ahead. Muli, magandang umaga po sa ating lahat at umaasa kami sa isang masigla at makabuluhang talakayan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much po. That was Dr. Reynaldo V. Ebora. Thank you so much, Dr. Ebora, for joining us live via StreamYard. So once again po, let's give a big round of applause to the Executive Director of the DOST-PCAARRD, Dr. Reynaldo V. Ebora. This time, to formally welcome all of us to the Native Animals Fair, let us listen to the pre-recorded welcome remarks of the President of the Western Mindanao State University and the West Mardec RRDCC Chair, Dr. Maria Carla A. Ochotorena. A big round of applause, please.
Secretary Fortunato de la Peña, Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Rowena Cristina Guevara, Undersecretary for R&D, Dr. Reynaldo Ebora, the Executive Director, DOST-PCAARRD, Dr. Sainan Baguio, Director, Livestock Research Division of PCAARRD, Director Martin Wee, the Director of DOST Regional Office 9 and Vice Chair for West Mardec, Dr. Maria Excelsis M. Orden, the OIC Consortium Director of CLAARDEC, Dr. Christian Anthony Agutaya, Consortium Director of MAARDEC, Dr. Teresita A. Narvaez, WIMSU Vice President for Research, Extension Services, and External Linkages, and Director of West Mardec, our co-implementing partners, Central Luzon Agriculture, Aquatic, and Resource Research and Development Consortium, and Mimaropa Agriculture, Aquatic and Resources Research and Development Consortium, our cooperating agencies from the Bureau of Animal Industry, the Caraga State University, Central Luzon State University, Eastern Samar State University, the J.H. Cerillas State College, Marinduque State College, Sultan Kudarat State University, and the Western Visayas State University. Our representatives from our consortium member agencies, technology adopters, agripreneurs, stakeholders, university officials, guests, students, ladies and gentlemen, maayo aga adlaw sa tanan, magandang umaga sa ating lahat, buenos dias a todos. Over the past 2 years, the world has been confronted with the spread of the COVID-19 virus. From health to livelihood to food security, every one of us was affected. It has disrupted many activities that is necessary to ensure the constant supply of food, leading to the increase in food insecurity in almost every country around the world. Although the COVID-19 pandemic is primarily a public health concern, the precautionary measures taken in order to contain the spread of the virus have placed a significant impact on all levels of the agricultural market chain, which in turn resulted in the significant socioeconomic repercussions for livelihoods, especially for poor rural and livestock farmers. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, the Philippine value of agricultural production fell by 2.6% in the third quarter of 2021, with a 15.2% decline in animal production. As a response to this challenge, we turn to science and technology for answers. Through the various agricultural research and development programs of public research institutions and state universities and colleges, we were able to address this concern. One of the results of such collaborative endeavor is the research on Philippine native animals. The Philippine native animals, for the long period of time, have traditionally been considered inferior to commercially bred animals due to their appearance. However, recent research has revealed that our native animals, such as pig, ducks, and chickens, have an innate ability to adapt, survive, and reproduce under adverse conditions while requiring only minimal production inputs. These animals are also preferred over their equivalents due to their unique taste, distinctive flavor and texture, as well as the presence of nutraceutical compounds. All this contributes to their economic value and as well as their potential in building sustainable rural enterprises. The Western Mindanao State University and this administration through the Western Mindanao Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium, or your WestMARDEC, the CLAARDEC, and the MAARDEC, bring you the Native Animals Fair, a showcase of technologies and other R&D outputs on native pigs, itik pinas, and native chicken. This week-long celebration is a collaborative endeavor that highlights the outputs of years of research and development on native pigs, itik pinas, and native chicken. It is indeed a delight that we in the academe can take part in yet another activity that is aimed to ensuring livelihood, profitability, and food security, as well as showcase and boost of the many important Philippine native animals. And so, our gratitude to DOST-PCAARRD for their endless support to the research and development and for investing in programs and projects that are not only aimed at conservation of these animals, but also in the improvement of their performances for propagation and the utilization of its packaged technologies. In addition, we also express our gratitude to the different consortia and participating agencies for their efforts in raising awareness and interest among various stakeholders, most especially amongst budding entrepreneurs who I believe are more than willing to adopt such enterprise. Once again, on behalf of the WIMSU community, welcome everyone to this Native Animals Fair 2022. Otra vez, mi saludo y amor para a todos.
Sir Maria Carla Ayo Chotorena. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us in person here at the Juanito Gymnasium of the Western Mindanao State University. Once again, let us give a big round of applause to the WEMSU President and West Mardec RRDCC Chair, Dr. Maria Carla A. Ochotorena. So to give us an overview, the overview of our activity, the first ever Native Animals Fair, allow me to call in and let us put our hands together for the director of the LRD or Livestock Research Division of the DOST-PCAARRD, Dr. Sinan S. Baguio.
ST Undersecretary for R&D, Rowena Cristina Guevara, the UST-PCAARRD Executive Director, Reynaldo B. Ebora, Consortium Directors and Officials, esteemed researchers, private farmer partners, and colleagues from the Applied Communications and Livestock Research Divisions of PCAARRD, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. This week-long Native Animals Fair is a celebration of the outputs R&D that have been grounded on private farms. The primary motivation to organize this week-long activity is the wide adoption and the initial successes achieved by agripreneurs who utilized the improved native animals in building enterprises, with the objective of promoting these native animals and the component technologies that support the conservation, improvement, and profitable utilization of these indigenous animal resources. Today's opening ceremonies kicks off the week-long activities of the Native Animals Fair. Tomorrow, April 26, will be the Itik Pinas Day, where technology forum, video presentations, Entrep Talk and virtual farm tour, trivia games, and live selling will be highlighted. April 27 will be the Native Chicken Day, where technology forum, native chicken video presentation, and live selling of the rug and sampen native chickens will be conducted. The Native Pig Day will be on April 28, where trivia games, technology forum, virtual games, virtual farm tour, launching of the Lechon Science Book, and live selling and fun games will be highlighted. The closing ceremonies will be on April 29, and we expect you all to be with us during this week-long activity. We hope that with this activity, more entrepreneurs will be engaged in the sustainable and profitable utilization of Philippine native animals in support of the creation of livelihood and employment opportunities in the rural areas, and contribute in ensuring the availability of high-quality animal food products in farming and urban communities. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was Dr. Sinan S. Baguio of the LRD or the Livestock Research Division of the DOST-PCAARRD. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, to entertain us with a dance presentation, let's give it up to the pride of the Western Mindanao State University, the WEMSU Jambangan. A round of applause, please.
Sila conversa chabacano, la pueblo, da un tagliato, una medico, chabacano, un poquito español. Qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito. Si tapos sa chabacano, na pueblo, na Untitled México, na chabacano, un poquito español. Tenemos gente de Manila y anda Zamboanga y aún vive el lenguaje de español. Cuando yo ando en el pueblo de Zamboanga, pensaba letra la lengua español. El chabacano, un poquito español. Qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito, qué bonito. Si tapos sa chabacano, na pueblo, na Untitled México, na chabacano, un poquito español.
El lenguaje de Zamboanga, chabacano,
Chabacano,
el chabacano, un poquito español.
chabacano, chabacano, la pueblo, la Untitled México, la chabacano, un poquito español. Por eso agradecimos hace grande enviar tu lenguaje, porque eres único y bonito. Sí, chabacano.
All right, thank you so much. That was an amazing performance showcasing the culture and arts in Zamboanga Peninsula. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to the Wemsu Jambangan. At this point in time, it is my honor to introduce to you and call in our keynote speaker for the first ever Native Animals Fair. He is no less than the alter ego of the Philippine president for the country's science and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to introduce to you to our very own Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, Secretary Fortunato T. De La Peña. A round of applause, please.
Magandang umaga sa ating lahat. Labis ang aking kasiyahan at karangalan na maging bahagi ng opening ceremonies at virtual presser na ito upang ipagdiwang ang unang araw ng Native Animals Fair. Kamakailan lamang ako ay naglibot upang bisitahin ang mga proyekto natin sa rehiyon at sa aking pagdalaw sa Caraga State University sa Butuan, nakita at natikman ko ang tinatawag na Caraga Black Native Chicken. Familiar din ako sa Darag Native Chicken na na-develop sa pangunguna ng Western Visayas State University sa Iloilo at ang Sampen Native Chicken na na-develop naman katuwang ang Western Mindanao State University sa Zamboanga. Base sa mga reports na natanggap ko, ang Darag at Sampen Native Chickens ay tinatangkilik na ng mga magsasaka sa iba't ibang rehiyon ng bansa at ako'y natutuwa sapagkat pare-pareho na ang kanilang itsura, laki at antas ng produksyon. Ibig sabihin, malayo na ang narating ng ating mga researchers sa purification ng mga lahing ito. Ako mismo ay nakapag-alaga na ng darag at sampe native chicken sa aking maliit na bakuran sa Bulacan at masasabi kong keeping a few head of these chickens in the backyard can provide the chicken meat and egg requirements of a family. Napansin ko rin na mayroong breed differences sa kanilang behavior. Alam natin anong araw ang mga katutubong hayop ay hindi masyadong pansinin dahil maliliit sila at mabagal lumaki kumpara sa mga imported na lahi at iba't iba ang kanilang itsura. Ngunit sa paglipas ng panahon na pagtanto ng mga tao na mainam din palang alagaan ang mga native animals dahil madali silang maka-adapt sa surroundings nila. Nalakas ang resistensya nila at may kakayahang magparami kahit simpleng pag-alaga lang ibigay at patukain lamang ng mga locally available na pagkain. Sa panahon ng climate change, at sa pagdating ng bird flu at ASF, napakita din nila kung gaano sila ka-resilient. At isa sa pinakamahalagang katangian ng mga katutubong hayop ay ang natatangi nilang lasa at ang pagkakaroon nila ng mga nutraceutical compounds o medicinal value. Malayo na ang narating ng ating mga native animals ngayon. Salamat sa ating mga researchers. To achieve the full potentials of the breed, sinikap nila na makapag-establish ng organisadong breeding program at tamang pagpili para patuloy na maiangat ang kalidad ng lahi. At ako'y natutuwa dahil galing din ako sa Marinduque State University na kung saan nakita ko ang napakalaki ng nagawa ng research para sa ating native pig sa kanilang lugar, yung Marcaduque, no? Na ngayon ay talagang napakataas ang demand dahil sa sarap niya, lalong-lalo na sa lechon. Nag-develop na rin ang ating mga researchers na naangkop na pagkain para sa pangangailangan ng mga breeds at isinaayos ang health management. Kung kaya sa nakaraang mga taon, napuna ko na ang pag-aalaga ng mga native chicken, native ducks at native pigs ay naka-attract na ng atensyon ng maraming MSMEs o mga negosyanteng may micro, small at medium scale enterprises dahil sa potential ng mga hayop na ito na maging income generator. Ako'y natutuwa na meron na tayong matatawag na sariling atin ng mga farm animals na hindi lamang maituturing na natural heritage kundi nagbibigay kita din sa ating mga entrepreneur at magsasaka. Kinagagala ko ring malaman na ang direksyon ng ating mga pananaliksik ay patungo sa pagtuklas ng medicinal value ng mga native breeds na ito. Sa pagbubukas ng Native Animals Fair na ito, atin ipinakikita ang matibay at magiliw na pag-ugnayan ng iba't ibang ahensya at mga institusyon. Malugod kami sa DOST na nagpapasalamat sa Western Mindanao State University or WMSU, WIMSU, sa Marinduque State College o MSC, sa Mindoro State University or MINSU, sa Western Visayas State University or WBSU, sa Bureau of Animal Industry, sa Caragay State University, sa Central Luzon State University o CLSU, sa Eastern Samar State University, sa J.F. Ceriles State College at sa Sultan Kudarat State University sa inyong patuloy na suporta sa siyensya at sa pakikiisa amin sa pagpapalaganap ng mga angkop na teknolohiya para sa kapakanan ng ating mga magsasakang Pilipino. Alay natin, baka dumating ang araw na tayo ay sa ating native animals talaga magdidepende for our meat and egg requirements. Nais din naming i-congratulate at pasalamatan ang PCAARRD sa pamumuno ng Livestock Research Division sa pag-akay sa ating mga mananaliksik upang mapunan ang mga kakulangang teknikal sa industriya ng pag-iitikan, manukan at babuyan. Binabati ko kayong lahat sa panimula ng ating Native Animals Fair na ito. Maraming salamat at mabuhay kayong lahat.
Thank you so much. That was the Secretary of the Department of Science and Technology, Secretary Fortunato T. de la Peña. Thank you so much, Secretary de la Peña, for gracing the Native Animals Fair. Once again, let us put our hands together for a big round of applause for Secretary Fortunato T. de la Peña. Once again, we are still live on Facebook, so we are encouraging everyone to please like the official Facebook page of the DOST-PCAARRD. That's DOST-PCAARRD, DOST-PCAARRD, and share the live stream on Facebook. And for those who are joining us through Facebook Live, we are reminding you to ensure that you will receive your e-certificates. Kindly accomplish the customer satisfaction feedback form as posted on the Facebook Live. Nakapin po yan sa ating comment section. Alright, so this time we are inviting your attention, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Juanito Gymnasium at the Western Mindanao State University to our LED wall. And let us all watch together the audio-visual presentation of the Native Animals Fair brought to us by the DOST-ACD, DOST-PCAARRD ACD, or the Applied Communication Division of the DOST-PCAARRD. A round of applause, please.
Di ba masarap pakinggan na may sarili tayong atin, lalo na sa larangan ng pagpaparami ng ating pagkain? Yung may maipagmamalaki tayo at maging kilala sa buong mundo para sa produktong tanging atin. Gaya na lang ng cattle breeds na Angus mula sa Estados Unidos at Europa at Wagyu naman mula sa Japan. Masarap isipin na magiging kilala ang ating native animals sa iba't ibang bansa at sa buong mundo. Kaya isinakatuparan ang Philippine Native Animal Development kung saan nagsama-sama ang iba't ibang ahensya ng gobyerno kasama ang Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development ng Department of Science and Technology o DOST-PCAARRD. Bakit nga ba kailangang i-develop ang native animals ng Pilipinas? Sa madaming taon na nabuhay ang mga native animals sa ating bansa, nagkaroon ng paghahalo-halo ang iba't ibang lahi na nagresulta sa iba't ibang pisikal na katangian at hindi pare-parehong kalidad ng mga produkto nito. Kaya naman isinagawa ang inisyatibo ng DOST-PCAARRD sa pag-transform ng mga mongrel o hindi pure breed na native animal patungo sa mga pure breeds. Ang tawag sa prosesong ito ay ang pag-purify. Mas maganda ang native animals dahil mas sanay sila sa klima ng Pilipinas. Mas matibay ito sa mga sakit at matuturing silang low maintenance dahil makakasurvive sila with minimal human intervention. Sa kasalukuyan, pinupurify ng DOST-PCAARRD kasama ang mga partner nitong ahensya, ang native chicken, native duck, and native pig. Sa ilang taon ng pananaliksik, nakapag-develop ng pure lines ng native chicken, ang darag mula sa Western Visayas, Zampen mula sa Zamboanga Peninsula, Boholano mula sa Bohol, at Caraga Black Chicken mula sa Caraga Region. Ang mga breeds na ito ay nakapagbigay ng 90% uniformity, pare-parehas na pisikal na anyo, mas mataas na produksyon ng itlog bawat inahin sa isang taon, at pare-parehas na kalidad. Samantala, sa ugnayan ng DOST-PCAARRD at National Swine and Poultry Research and Development Center ng Bureau of Animal Industry, nakapag-develop ng 3 genetic group ng native duck na tinatawag na Itik Pinas. 2 ang na-develop sa ilalim nito, ang Pure Lines, IP Itim at IP Kaki, at isang commercial hybrid line, IP Kayumanggi. Ang produkto ng paglalahi ng 2 pure lines ay ang IP Kayumanggi na ating inipinopromote sa mga commercial duck raisers at ginagamit para sa produksyon ng itlog na pinoproseso bilang itlog na maalat at balut. Mas mataas din ang kayang ibigay na itlog ng Itik Pinas na umabot ng 266 na itlog bawat itik sa isang taon. Sa IP Kayumanggi, hindi na kinakailangang tukuyin ang kasarian ng bawat sisiw dahil 99% ng mga babaeng sisiw ay kulay Kayumanggi. Nakapag-purify naman ng 6 na native pigs na matatagpuan sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas. Ito ay sa tulong ng iba't ibang ahensya na pinangungunahan ng Marinduque State College. Ang mga ito ay ang sinirangan mula sa Eastern Visayas. Benguet Native Pig mula sa Benguet. Q-Black mula sa Quezon Province. At Marcaduque para naman sa Marinduque. Gaya ng pure lines ng native chicken at itik Pinas, ang pure lines ng native pig ay mas marami ang inaanak na biek. Pare-pareho ang pisikal na anyo at mas mabilis lumaki. Marami pa ang ginagawa ng DOST-PCAARRD katuwang ang mga partners nito sa pagpapaunlad ng native animals sa bansa. Kasama ang DOST-PCAARRD, inaasahan ko na sa hinaharap ay magkakaroon tayo ng self-sufficient na bansa kung saan ang mga restaurants gaya ng sa akin ay hindi na kailangan pang mag-import at sa halip ay tangkilikin ang mga produktong native at sariling atin.
All right, thank you so much po. That was the audio-visual presentation, no less than by actor, entrepreneur, chef, Marvin Agustin, brought to us by the Applied Communication Division of the DOST-PCAARRD. A round of applause, please. At this juncture, allow me to call in the Consortium Director of the Western Mindanao Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium, Dr. Teresita A. Narvaez, for her testimony and invitation to all of us to the exhibit launching and ceremonial ribbon cutting. A round of applause, please.
A pleasant day, everyone. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat sa taga Luzon. Mayong buntag sa taga Visayas at Mindanao at Buenos Dias sa Zamboanga. The showcase of research and development outputs and technologies on 3 native animals, native pig, itik Pinas, and native chicken, starts today with the launching of exhibits and ceremonial ribbon cutting to be done simultaneously by 3 consortia as follows: Western Mindanao Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium, or WESMA-ARDEC, for Region 9, hosted by Western Mindanao State University, with the consortium director, yours truly, and to spearhead the native chicken event on Wednesday, April 27. Central Luzon Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium, PLA-ARDEC, for Region 3, hosted by Central Luzon State University, with its consortium director, Dr. Maria Excelsis Orden. They will spearhead the itik Pinas Technoforum event on Tuesday, April 26. Mimaropa Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research Development Consortium, or MAARDEC, for Region 4B, hosted by Marinduque State College, with its consortium director, Dr. Christian Anthony Agutaya. They will feature Native Pig Technoforum event on Thursday, April 28. As WESMARDEC Consortium Director, I am inviting our farmers and entrepreneurs in Zamboanga, Basilan, Sulu-Tawi-Tawi, or Samba-Solta region, and other regions in the country who have the resources to maximize their land area for the raising of native chickens. The native chicken does not require big capital. The management is simple. It is adaptable to our local climatic condition because it is our local genetic resource grown and developed in our own locality. It can be fed with locally produced agricultural byproducts. On April 27, Wednesday, you will learn a lot from our resource persons who are producers of Zampen native chicken, as well as Caraga Black and Darag. And they will be sharing to us their stories of success and experiences. This is an opportune time to listen and learn from these technologies generated for you. We are disseminating the pure breeding technology to increase production performance and production efficiency of Zampen native chicken, Caraga Black, and Darag. We will showcase, disseminate, and answer your queries. Stay tuned to our scheduled activities. And we are live on official Facebook page of DOST-PCAARRD. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much. That was the Consortium Director of the West MARDEC and the Vice President for RESAL of the Western Mindanao State University, Dr. Teresita A. Narvaez. This time, let us listen to the OIC of the Central Luzon Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium, Dr. Maria Excelsis M. Orden. A round of applause, please.
Isang magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. To our dear colleagues in the R&D sector, our major partners in R&D, especially the DOST-PCAARRD, researchers from the member institutions of the different consortia in the country, the animal raisers, students, entrepreneurs, and other stakeholders, isang magandang Native Animals Festival. This week, we will showcase innovative technologies from DOST-PCAARRD funded projects on native pigs, itik pinas, and native chicken, and provide a venue for stakeholders to exchange ideas and experiences in building enterprises on native animals. We come together to witness innovations that are products of R&D by various state colleges and universities and government institutions across the country. Through this festival, we would like to disseminate the different technologies for possible adoption and help further develop the native animals industry. The Central Luzon State University and CLARDEC lead the implementation of the DOST-PCAARRD funded itik pinas program in partnership with other institutions such as Sultan Kudarat State University, Western Mindanao State University, National Science and Poultry Research and Development Center, and the Philippine Native Animals Development of the Department of Agriculture, Bureau of Animal Industry. Of course, with duck raisers from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao as our partners. Tomorrow, April 26, will be the Itik Pinas Day. It will feature the effects of continuous breeding and selection to produce new breeds of ducks, the Kimangi. Moreover, it will feature entrep talks by our partners about Itik Pinas hatchery operation, duck egg production, and balut making, and how to make duck raising profitable using Itik Pinas technology. We will also have trivia, games, photography, and poster contests to feature Itik Pinas technologies. And we will give awards to the winners who will be announced during the closing program on April 29. On behalf of the CLARDEC Regional Research and Development Council, headed by Dr. Gregorio Rodis and the strong 21 CMIs from CLARDEC, we join and we welcome everyone to this event. We hope all of us to enjoy the different activities from day 1 to day 5 and foster active participation to continuously promote innovations and make native animals raising a profitable enterprise. Again, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone, and have a fruitful day and week.
Thank you so much. That was the OIC of the CLARDEC, Dr. Maria Excelsis M. Orden. And now, let us listen to the testimony and invitation of the Consortium Director of the Mimaropa Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development Consortium, Dr. Christian Anthony Agutaya. A round of applause, please.
Greetings to DOST Secretary Honorable Fortunato T. de la Peña, Dr. Reynaldo B. Ebura, Executive Director of DOST-PCAARRD, Dr. Maria Carla A. Oco Torrena, Western Mindanao State University President, Dr. Sinan S. Baguio, Livestock Research Division Director, Consortium Directors, partner agencies, and all the participants. On behalf of MARDEC, we are grateful with this opportunity to collaborate with PCAARRD, West MARDEC, CLARDEC, and other cooperating agencies in showcasing, promoting, and disseminating technologies and other outputs of research and development on native animals. Featuring different engaging activities, the conduct of this native animals fair is truly an investment of time, effort, cooperation, and teamwork of the people behind. But more than that, this fair is an avenue for the recognition and appreciation of the food, financial, and economic value of native animals. Part of the week-long event is the Native Pig Day, which will feature technoforum, virtual farm tours, lechon science book launching, success stories, and virtual demonstrations of the processes on native pigs. 4 resource persons were invited to present and share R&D outputs and findings on growth, reproduction, performance, and meat quality of native pigs. The Native Pig Day will feature a story of a Sinirangan native pig farmer, virtual tours of the Sinirangan and the Makaduke native pig R&D farms, and demonstrations on bore cement collection and processing and heat detection and artificial insemination. The Native Pig Day is made possible with the involvement and cooperation of Marinduque State College and Eastern Samar State University, who labor for the event. Of course, DOST-PCAARRD has been the promoter of this undertaking to achieve the primary goal of showcasing, promoting, and disseminating R&D outputs on native animals. So, we are inviting everyone to join us to the Native Animals Fair throughout the week and catch the Native Pig Day on April 28th. Happy Pig Day to everyone!
Thank you so much. That was the Consortium Director of MARDEC, Dr. Christian Anthony Agotaya. At this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, for the ceremonial ribbon cutting, may I request the RRDCC Chair and the WEMSU President, Dr. Maria Carla Ayo Chotorena, to please be on our ribbon together with the Consortium Director and the Vice President for WRESTL of the Western Mindanao State University, Dr. Teresita A. Narvaez. Joining them are the Dean of the College of Agriculture and NICER Program Leader of WEMSU, Dr. Elderico P. Tabal, Project Leader, Itik Pinas Project, Dr. Leonilo B. Abella, the Vice President for Research and Extension of the J.H. Ciriles State College, Dr. Jerry Superales, the Project Leader of the Zampa Native Chicken in J.H. Ciriles State College, Dr. Moises Glenn G. Tangalin. So at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we are now witnessing the ceremonial cutting of ribbon as a sign that we are officially opening this week's Native Animals Fair. All right. So on my count, to officially cut the ribbon, ladies and gentlemen, in five. Join us in counting. Five, four, three, two, one. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the official ceremonial cutting of ribbon for the opening of the first ever Native Animals Fair. Thank you so much to our dignitaries for participating in our ribbon cutting ceremony. So in a few while, ladies and gentlemen, we will be proceeding to the virtual press conference. All right, so at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we will be having the virtual press conference. We hope that you will be enjoying our exhibit later on, and we will be happy to see your beautiful smiles with our exhibit. So when you upload your photos or videos, we are encouraging you to use the official hashtag. It is hashtag Native Animals Fair, hashtag DOST-PCAARRD, hashtag Itik Pinas, hashtag Native Pig, hashtag Native Chicken. So we are requesting everyone to please take their seats as we are now about to start the on-site and virtual media forum. We would like to acknowledge our media partners coming from various national networks and local networks in Western Mindanao, Mimaropa, and Central Luzon. We would like to acknowledge our media partners coming from the national networks. We have the Spin Media, Daily Tribune, Business Week Mindanao, DZMJ Online, and DZRH MBC. Joining us here on site at the Juanito Gymnasium here at the Western Mindanao State University, all the way from Zamboanga City, we are joined by our local networks. We have here our media partners from Brigada News FM, Radyo Pilipinas, and GBPI TV 11. We would also like to introduce to you and acknowledge the spokesperson for our virtual media forum. We have the director of the Livestock Research Division of the DOST-PCAARRD, Dr. Sinan S. Baguio. We will also joined by the director of the Applied Communication Division of the DOST-PCAARRD, Director Marita A. Carlos. Joining us as well is the WEMSU President and the RRDCC Chair of the West MARDEC, Dr. Maria Carla A. Ochotorena. We will also be joined by the Vice President for Research Extension Services and External Linkages and the Consortium Director of the West MARDEC, Dr. Teresita A. Narvaez. Joining us as well are our panel of experts from the different projects. We have here the project leader of the Western Mindanao State University on Native Pig Project and the Itik Pinas Project, Dr. Leonilo Abella. We will also joined by the program leader on Nicer Project on Native Chicken here at the Western Mindanao State University, Dr. Elderico P. Tabal. We will also join by the project leader on Zampen Native Chicken at the J.H. Ciriles State College, Dr. Moises Glenn G. Tangalin. Joining us as well, all the way from Marinduque State University, Dr. Arnolfo Monleon. All right, so at this juncture, we are now opening the floor for questions coming from our media partners. For the flow of the Q&A, we will start with the questions coming from our national media partners, to be followed by the questions from our media partners in West Mardek, which will be followed by our media partners in Claardec, then our media partners from Maardek. All right, so the first question will come from Miss Lynn Resurrection of Business Mirror for Dr. Sinan and Dr. Narvaez, probably. Allow me to read the question of Miss Lynn Resurrection from Business Mirror. Kahit isang chicken, hindi po ba naaapektuhan ng mga sakit tulad ng avian flu? Ano pong genetic characteristic that made them free from such diseases? Kahit isang chicken, hindi po ba naapektuhan ng sakit tulad ng avian flu? Ano pong genetic characteristic that made them free from such diseases? Maybe we can start with Dr. Senan first for the answer. Doc Senan?
Thank you, Sir Shan. Is my audio okay? Do you hear me? All right. Yeah, thank you for the question, Miss Lynn, if I'm not mistaken. Actually po, our native chickens are susceptible to avian flu. The reason for that is the avian flu is recently introduced into the country, and this is a viral disease such that our chickens have not developed the resistance or immunity to the virus as of the moment. However, if we're talking about other diseases, particularly more of the bacterial diseases, our native chickens are more tolerant, shall we say, or more resistant to diseases. Yun po, hindi po sila, well, I would say, hindi po sila resistant to the newly introduced viral diseases. Kaya kailangan pa rin po natin na ingatan at mag-implement ng effective biosecurity procedures or protocols in our farms. Back to you, Sir Shan.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc Sinan. So we hope that answered your question, Ma'am Lynn from Business Mirror. Our next question will come from Miss Tim Gatdula. Yung question po niya is for Dr. Monleon. For the native pigs, ginagamit na po ba ang gene maker technology to improve the meat quality of our native pig?
Doc Arnold?
Hello, good morning.
Yep.
Malinaw ang audio ko?
Yes, Doc Arnold, go ahead.
Yes po. Thank you for that question. Ginagamit na ang marker technology. Ginagamit namin ngayon for research purposes only. We just started with Philippine Carabao Center. They have the technology to identify the genetic markers favorable in our or available in our native pig population. And we just started with our Marcaduke, and we found eight genetic markers. Wherein that eight genetics markers, I'm sorry, improved meat quality. Yes, I am correct because we have other markers for reproduction, uh, for increased litter size, uh, genetic marker for disease resistance. Yes, I am correct with my previous answer. We found eight genetic markers for meat quality, and kindly watch my lecture on Thursday. So teaser muna ang bibigay ko sa inyo ngayon so that you will join on Thursday and watch my presentation. So I will provide in that presentation the the specific markers for meat quality. Pasensya
Doc
muna,
Arnold,
teaser muna ang bibigay ko ngayon.
Sir Shad?
Yes, and anything to add, Doc Sinan?
Yes, I would. Kasi sobrang teaser ni Doc Arnold, baka mainip yung ano, yung ating nagtatanong. Yes, yes, Sir Tim, we are now studying and starting to use DNA markers for the selection of our pigs. And for the meat quality, yes, as mentioned by Doc Arnold, it's one of the markers that we are testing now. And the meat quality marker that we are, well, the meat quality characteristics that we are looking for in our native pigs is particularly the marbling, because we have the belief that the marbling in the meat of the native pigs define its quality to be better than the commercial pigs that we are now raising in our commercial farms. And once again, yes, we are on the way to using DNA markers for the selection of desired characteristics as well as screening against negative genes. Back to you, Sir Shan.
Sir Sinan, I will name some markers. We found
Save,
rendement na fold.
save, save the naming of the markers in your lecture, Doc Arnold. Thank you.
Yes pa.
All right. Thank you so much po. So for our next question, will come again from Team Gatdula. Ano po ang plans ng mga research institutions to sustain the native animals after ng funding ng DOST-PCAARRD? So maybe our research and development institutes can answer this. Can we have Dr. Narvaez first po?
Hello po. Good morning sa lahat. Ang aming response din tungkol doon sa question kung paano natin masustain ang programa sa native animals, particular dito sa Western Mindanao, ay sa native chicken. Kailangan po nating ma-institutionalize yung ating mga programa na sinimulan ng DOST-PCAARRD, and sa takbo ng aming mga ginagawa sa mga initiatives, we are proud to say na marami na tayong mga collaborators sa industry na nag-adapt ng ating technology, at ipatuloy din siya sa programa ng ating university in collaboration with other state universities sa Region 9 at partnership ng private sectors. We will continue with what we are doing. We will continue with the work in sustaining the program because difficult na mawala siya. Nasimulan na namin ang mga efforts na ito, ang aming mga dinaanang mga challenges. So kailangan lang po na hindi ito mahinto. So if there are chances that we will get funding from other research institutions na other than the DOST-PCAARRD, and we will do that. But for the time being, the DOST-PCAARRD is giving us all the support. Our facilities for breeding ay nabigyan na ng pansin na we started it now. At meron tayong nicer program, niche program for R&D dito sa Zamboanga City na under Western Mindanao State University, na ito po ay isang facility, R&D facility na mag-cater ng mga research works on native chickens. So hindi lang po sampen, iba-ibang native chickens sa Pilipinas na pwedeng gawaan siya ng mga pagsusuri dito sa amin. Welcome po ang iba-ibang breed ng native chicken. So, with the pace that we are doing now, with the support that we receive from the national, ay hindi po imposible na ito ay hindi matuloy. So tuloy-tuloy po ang aming pagsisikap, pag-collaborate, pag-engage. Kailangan namin mag-link sa maraming collaborators, sa ating partners sa industry para buhay na buhay ang ating mga ginagawa dito sa native chicken. Ganon din po sa ibang breed ng native chicken. So it has first to be institutionalized. Second is to expand our linkage with the private sector and other government agencies para masustain ang ating ginagawa ngayon sa programa na ito na binigay sa atin ng DOST-P card. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much po, Dr. Narvaez. Maybe we can also hear from Dr. Monleon, sir.
Ano ang plans? We go into commercialization. So we develop already the genetics and we develop some technologies to customize feeding and other management systems. And we are now proceeding for large-scale commercialization. Ang problema nga lamang natin ngayon, we still have the African swine fever for the native pigs. Pero sooner, baka naman maka-adjust yung ating native pig industry. And we will still continue proposing for the continued development of the genetics kasi unending naman yung genetic improvement natin because animal breeding must continue to search for efficient and increase improvement in terms of litter size kasi nga ang litter size natin ngayon when it comes to the native pig ay up to 14 pigs per sow per year pa. We have large gap when it comes to the commercial, nasa 22 na sa kanila. So we will proceed to that level. And then yung growth rate natin ngayon ay still below with the commercial. But don't you worry with that growth rate because we are after the meat quality. Kaya manood ng lecture ko on Thursday. I will discuss the detail of that technology. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So can we hear also additional words from Dr. Sinan on how can we sustain the native animals project?
Thank you, Sir Sean. And thank you to Dr. Arnold and Ma'am Terry. Yes, we are supporting your initiatives of institutionalization or institutionalizing these programs in your agencies. But we encourage you more to engage the participation of our private sector partners to utilize the animals or the native animals that we have developed in commercial production because I think it's the only way, well, commercializing or making profits of out of these animals will be the only way to sustain their upkeep and to sustain genetic improvement of these local genetic resources. Back to you, Sir Sean.
All right, thank you so much, Doc Sinan. Here's another question for you, Doc Sinan, from Gileo Alves Di Dichoso. What is the general direction and the research and development or R&D programs and projects of DOST-PCAARRD on native animals?
Directions. Well, our direction is to develop these native animals into resources that can conveniently be used in building enterprises. Meaning, We should be making these animals as efficient and as productive as they can be to make profits for farmers who will be adopting these local genetic resources. Of course, be also being mindful not to lose their adaptability to the environment and their inherent characteristics of high quality products, referring to meat and eggs. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Doc Sinan. So this time is a question for UMSU. Ano na po ang balak ninyo para ma-institutionalize ang Native Animal Project nyo sa UMSU after ng PCAARRD funding? So maybe we can have Dr. Narvaez answer the question po.
Hello po again. Okay. So, ang pag-institutionalize ng ating programa sa native animals ay number one, isasama po natin siya sa ating research and development agenda na ginagawa namin sa university. So kasama siya sa R&D agenda para madali po siyang ma-recognize pag-prepare ng budget. So every year, nagpe-prepare kami ng budget sa research at ang basic lang po na tinitingnan ay kasama po ito sa ating direction, sa ating mga R&D activities na gagawin sa university. Of course, in collaboration with other state universities and colleges. So pagkasama na siya sa ating agenda, pwede na po nating gawaan ng mga proposals at budget para po mabigyan tayo ng budget sa ating GAA or pwede nating isa lang yung budget every year sa ating budget hearing. So yan po ang importante na meron tayong series of activities for R&D related sa native animals or sa native chicken and native ducks.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Narvaez. This time is a question coming from Jonel Dorde. Sabi niya, I am interested sa itik Pinas, particularly yung breeds. Yung breeds ba dinedevelop ng DOST-PCAARRD? Where can we obtain these breeds here in the Visayas, particularly in Capiz? Doc Sinan?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you for the interest on the Itik Pinas. Unfortunately, we do not have a breeding farm or a breeding center for the Itik Pinas in Capiz, but you can source, Sir Jonel, you can source your Itik Pinas from the West Visayas State University, specifically in Kalinog.
All right, thank you so much, Doc Sinan. So for our next question, nanggaling naman po ito kay Lean Resurrection. For Dr. Narvaez, ano pong bacterial diseases resistant ang native chickens?
Sa simula po kaming nag-alaga ng native chicken, itong Sampen, wala po kaming na-experience na atake ng bacterial disease sa Zampen native chicken. And in fact, pati yung ating mga farmer collaborators, yung mga racers natin, wala pong masabing sakit na dumapo doon sa kanilang mga inalagaang manok. Unang-una, nagbibigay po kami ng lifetime immunization ng Newcastle disease na nanggaling po sa DA, Department of Agriculture, Cebu. Binigay sa amin yung vaccine and ibinibigay namin sa ating sisiw, 14 days old. At ito po ini-inject at lifetime na po ang kanyang immunization. Wala kaming na-experience na bacterial disease sa Zampen native chicken. Siguro dahil po, ito nga, sinasabi ni Doc Sinan kanina, ito ay local genetic resources at ito'y naka-adapt, naka-adjust sa ating local environment, kaya hindi siya ganon ka-sensitive or hindi siya ganon madapuan ng mga sakit. Yan po ang isang advantage ng native chicken dahil po walang sakit kumpara sa ibang commercial chicken na inalagaan. Kaya walang antibiotic, wala kaming binibigay na antibiotic sa aming mga inalagaang manok. Yun po yung advantage ng native chicken.
Thank you so much, Dr. Narvaez. Any additional po from Doc Sinan?
Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, for bacterial diseases, the native chickens can be infected with the bacterial diseases, and many of these bacteria affects the respiratory and the digestive system of the chickens. Alam nyo ba, yung mga manok ay nagtatay din because of bacteria. However, they're being native, they're being bred and selected under our environment. They have developed some degree of resistance that they may contract the disease, but they will not succumb to it. Na tolerate nila po yung mga infections. For some time, they will show you some signs of the disease, but on their own, with just proper management, without much of the antibiotics to treat them, they will heal on their own. Yun po yung sinasabi natin na the resistance to common diseases. Back to you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Doc Sinan. So our next question will come from Janret Rojas de la Peña. Ang question po niya is for the pigs. Ano po ang mga common diseases and pests ng mga native pigs? Kailangan ba ng vaccines ang native pigs? At ano-ano po ang dapat iturok? Maybe we can have Dr. Mon Leon first to answer the question po.
Salamat for that question. Pero hindi ako veterinarian na. I am a doctor of philosophy. Pero yung sa experience namin dito sa Marcaduque Center, ang common namin ay yung scouring, yung sa early age ng baboy, yung sa mga piglet. Pero we found favorable gene, yung FUTI, resistant to E. coli, based from our molecular study. So resistant siya sa E. coli. And mababa naman yung ano niya, incidence sa level namin. As compared sa mga commercial na tinatanong natin sa mga kaibigan natin, mababa yung incidence namin when it comes to scouring. Other disease, nakaranas kami one time ng ano, parang nilalagnat yung mga baboy. Pero mababa din yung incidence niya. And we do not do vaccination. Zero vaccination tayo dito. In general naman sa buong Marinduque. And then yung sa case naman ng viral, yung African swine fever nga ang common ngayon, yung ASF, mabuti naman at kaunti din lamang ng area ng Marinduque ang naapektuhan, and mostly in the province, in Marinduque, na-save yung ating mga native pig. And most importantly, yung ating genetically improved population na Marcaduque, na save siya sa African swine fever up to today. And sooner, our province will be declared as green again. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much po. So any additional, Doc Sinan?
Yeah, actually, Sir Sean, thank you, Doc Arnold, for your answer. But allow me to add some information, because the vaccination, particularly for the viral diseases, would be on swine, would be dependent on the program of the provincial veterinary office. Sila po yung mag-advise on what vaccines to give to our pigs. For example, most of our provinces now are advising for our swine raisers, both the native and the commercial, to vaccinate against hog cholera. Okay, it's good that that perhaps the hog cholera incidence is very low in Marinduque. That is why you are not being advised to vaccinate against it. For the bacterial diseases, as mentioned by Doc Arnold, most of the bacterial diseases that affects swine are those of the enteric type, yung nagkukos ng scouring, and also respiratory diseases. I mean, these are the types of diseases that I mentioned earlier about the chickens that our native animals have a relative um, protection or tolerance um, compared to the commercial hybrids. Kumbaga, matamaan man sila ng sakit ay kokonti lang yung namamatay. Unlike sa commercial hybrids natin. Back to you, sir.
All right, thank you so much, Doc Sinan. So we're now down to our last three questions. So yung mga questions po coming from our media partners will be accommodated during the technology forum this week. So at this point in time, to entertain a question coming here on site from Zamboanga City, we are joined by our media partner from Brigada News FM, Mr. Marco Polo. Sir?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Marco from Brigada News Zamboanga. Ito po yung question natin, despite of the current issues na binabalita din sa entire Pilipinas, not here in Zamboanga City, but the entire Philippines, regarding po to sa issue ng economic threat that affects our native animals to be infected po, no, not to be included as swine, different kinds of disease, so swine flu, birds flu in the entire country. What is the immediate preparation and solution from your agency regarding this problem? And despite additional question, in case positibo po ang virus o mayroon po tayong virus sa ating farm, anong agency po ang pwede nating lalapitan in connection with this problem?
All right, I think we can have Doc Sinan answer the question first po.
Yes, thank you, Sir Shan. I will answer first the second question because I failed to capture the first one. But for the second question, sir, the only agency to get in touch with if in case some viral diseases are observed in your farm is the Bureau of Animal Industry, or you can talk to your provincial veterinary city or municipal veterinary office to start with. And for the first question, sir, what was that again? I'm sorry.
Okay, sir, is the ating first question, no? Sa current issues ngayon dito sa mga city in the entire Philippines, yung binabantayan po ng ating government, no, ng local government and the national government regarding po sa banta ng
ASF.
itong swine flu or ang ating swine flu and avian
ASF.
birds flu, mga ito po the entire affected to ay buong bansa. No, ano po yung mga immediate preparation and solution from your agency regarding this problem?
Yeah. Can I respond to it, sir, now? Yeah, actually, what we can do is to tighten our border controls for these diseases, both the ASF and the avian flu. We have to tighten our border controls. And recently, I visited Zamboanga City, and I appreciate very much what your quarantine officers are doing because they are actually opening boxes and everything that they suspect that some meat products are in there. Sana naman tayo kung mangyayari sa atin yun na pinapabuksan yung mga bagahe natin ng quarantine officers ay huwag tayong magalit because they are just protecting our animal industries.
Okay, maraming salamat, sir. Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you so much po. So for our next question, ang galing po ito kay Jay Castro. Ang tanong po niya, sa mga taga-Luzon na katulad ko, saan po pwedeng makakuha ng mga native animals?
So Sean, ako ba yung sasagot noon? Para akong nagko-comprehensive exam nito ah. Anyway, Sir Jay, kindly get in touch with the DOSTP card because you have not mentioned of the particular native animals that you are interested in. But we can make some arrangements for you because our breeders of the different native animals, particularly the chickens, are already shipping their stocks to the different areas of the Philippines, of course, subject to the limitations or the rules and regulations about live animal movements that is issued by the Bureau of Animal Industry. I hope you already have got the contact details of the PCARD. You can get in touch with us so that we can give you the appropriate advice related to your interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you po. Maybe we can also have Dr. Narvaez para naman po sa mga interested na kumuha ng native animals in Western Mindanao.
Okay, doon sa mga interesado ng Zampen breed, you can contact us in this number, 062-991-5087. 062-991-5087. Yan po ang telephone number ng West Mardec para mabigyan kayo ng assistance. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much po, Dr. Narvaez and Dr. Monteleon for those interested naman po from Mimaropa.
Okay. For our Marcaduque breeders, we encourage yung dito muna sa province namin. Limited pa yung natin, transport sa other provinces. Kasi nga, we are waiting doon sa green zone declaration of our province against African swine fever.
All right. Thank you so much po, Dr. Monleon. So we're now down to our last question. Ang question na po ito ay para kay Doc Sinan from John King. Sabi po niya, good morning, DOSTP card. We are a group of Filipino researchers from Japan. Is there a possibility that we can partner with DOSTP card to explore more of the population, genetics, and evolution history of our native animals in the Philippines? Doc Sinan?
Yes, sir. Very much. You just have to get in touch with us. We welcome research groups who would want to join in our R&D activities on the native animals. However, if you will be transporting genetic materials from the Philippines to other countries, there has to be the material transfer agreements that we have to comply with. But yes, sir, we welcome your interest. We are happy of your interest to join us in the research for our native animals.
All right, thank you so much, Doc Sinan. That concludes our on-site and virtual media forum or virtual media press briefing. We'd like to extend our gratitude to all our media partners from the national networks, Spin Media, Daily Tribune, Business Week Mindanao, DZMJ Online, and DZRH MBC. And for our local networks here in Zamboanga Peninsula, we are joined by Brigada News FM, Radyo Pilipinas, and GBPI TV 11. We would also like to thank our spokesperson for our media briefing, Dr. Sinan S. Baguio, Director Marita A. Carlos, Dr. Maria Carla A. Ochotorena, Dr. Teresita A. Narvaez, Dr. Leonilo Abella, and Dr. Elderico P. Tabal, Dr. Arnolfo Monleon, Dr. Moises Glenn G. Tangalin. Once again, thank you so much po. And that concludes our on-site and virtual media forum. For those questions po na naibigay po ng ating mga media partners, that will be entertained and accommodated during the technology forum this week. Yung schedule po niyan is already posted on the official Facebook page of the DOST PCAARRD. So at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, to formally close the opening ceremony of the Native Animals Fair, it is my honor to call in the Undersecretary for Research and Development of the Department of Science and Technology, Dr. Rowena Cristina L. Guevara. A big round of applause, please.
Magandang agham po sa ating lahat. First of all, let me congratulate the DOST Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic, and Natural Resources Research and Development and our partners for putting together this Native Animal Fair. Good morning, everyone. You have indeed come a long way since the time you were purifying the first native animal, the Darag native chicken, way back in the early part of the millennium. Not only were you able to register the names Darag and Sampen native chickens, Itik Pinas, our first Philippine native layered duck breed, and Marcaduque native pig, but you were also able to steer the industry into accepting these breeds and making enterprising farmers earn from them. Aside from that, you were able to revitalize the duck industry from its near collapse in 2010. We are aware of the challenges our researchers went through to reach this far. And that, may I request everyone to give our researchers a big round of virtual applause. For the past 6 years that the Secretary and I were on board at DOST, we have shared the joy and pride in having our outputs grace our National Science and Technology Week, and we are happy to note the overwhelming interest people have in them. Many guests, I was told, queued to view your exhibits, made orders and purchased stocks, attended the fora, and even asked for formal training on their production. And I believe it was not only DOST who saw the merits of your outputs, but the Department of Agriculture as well as the Bureau of Animal Industry also promoted native animals through their Philippine Native Animals Development or PNAD program. But what made these native animals a hit? From the scientific study, it was not difficult to see why. These purified native breeds answered the need of the industry for quality breeder stocks that show uniformity in physical characteristics, predictability in production performance, and consistent product quality, and more importantly, higher productivity compared with the traditional mongrel native animals. The purified Darag and Sampen native chickens now produce 115 eggs from the usual 100 eggs per hen per year. Itik Pinas, on the other hand, produces 65 more egg ducks per year from the traditional 201 to 266 eggs, giving our duck raisers an additional 450 pesos per duck per laying year. The established Marcaduque and Q Black native pigs, on the other hand, can produce 3 additional piglets per litter, and weight of lechon pigs at 5 months old has improved by about 5 kilos. To give our researchers a more conclusive research environment, we have upgraded the laboratories and research facilities of 7 of our partner agencies. Under the DOS card projects on the enhancement of breeding facilities for native animals have been funded, and And under the niche centers in the regions for R&D or NICER program of Science for Change, 2 R&D centers were established: the Native Pig R&D Center at Marinduque State College and the Native Chicken R&D Center at Western Mindanao State University. But you want to do more. You want to be even more inclusive and more strategic. Hence, the exerted efforts to bring these technologies, these breeds to the countryside. Today, native animal farming is a sustainable and profitable livelihood activity in many parts of the country, giving farmers improved income. So, I'm inviting everyone to be here again tomorrow until Friday to listen and be part of the activities lined up for Itik Pinas Day, the Native Chicken Day, and the Native Pig Day. Let us take part in the native food animal production activities and enterprises to contribute to further develop and to further grow the country's animal industries. As we come to the close of day one of this Native Animals Fair, let me thank all those who participated, our friends from media, our researchers, the heads of agencies of these researchers, and all those who patronize native animals. Now that the fire is burning and the interest of the people and the industry in native animals has been stirred, I challenge you, the keepers of the flame, to continue to give your best to ensure that these genetic resources are conserved, further improved, and utilized profitably and sustainably. We at the OST will continue to provide the enabling support geared towards maximum economic, social, and cultural benefits for the people, or science for the people. Maraming salamat at magandang agham muli sa atin.
That was the DOST Undersecretary for Research and Development, Dr. Rowena Cristina L. Guevara. A round of applause, please. All right, so we're still live on Facebook, on the official Facebook page of the DOST-PCAARRD. So for those who are joining us via FB Live, kindly ensure that you will receive your e-certificates. Kindly accomplish the customer satisfaction feedback form. The link is already posted on the comment section of the Facebook Live. Also, pa-share na rin po ng Facebook Live natin this morning. So thank you so much everyone for joining us in the opening ceremony of the first ever Native Animals Fair. That concludes the opening ceremony, and we are inviting all of you to join us in our succeeding series of events. You can browse the schedule of our succeeding events on the official Facebook page of the DOST PCAARRD. So once again, thank you so much po, and catch us once again live on the official Facebook page of DOST PCAARRD for our succeeding events. This will be a week-long celebration of the Native Animals Fair. Once again, thank you so much po, and God bless to all of us. Mabuhay ang native animals.